To be honest, I wanted to move on. We've done a couple of sessions looking at the story of Joseph, but I really felt God wouldn't let me move on. I felt he was saying, come on, look at the whole picture. When it says that Joseph was a successful man, he was away, unloved, in a foreign place, with very little satisfaction in real terms. And one day, the wife of his master outrageously invited him to have sex with her. Suddenly, he's confronted by this completely different value system. Amazing, shocking, but available, accessible. And here was someone who was expressing, if you like, love. Someone loves me, somebody wants me. My brothers don't want me. I'm just a slave here. Very vulnerable position. We live in a sex-obsessed culture now, and tragically so accessible now. If not personally, on a computer, it's there. It's immediate. It's a kind of fantasy fulfillment. And this woman was offering him fantasy fulfillment now. Immediate escape. But you know, he did brilliantly. And one of the reasons he did brilliantly was he said some pretty clear things. He said, look, your husband has offered everything to me. I run this house now. There's nothing he's held back from me, but you're his wife. Rather unlike Eve at the beginning of our Bible story, where she was offered to eat of a tree that was forbidden to her, and she said, well, we're not allowed to, but Joseph was very clear. No, he's given me everything else. Obviously, I wouldn't touch you. And then it says, I won't do this great sin in God's sight. And again, that's one of the ways we get unclear today. We don't call it sin. It helped Joseph to call a spade a spade. We talk about follow your heart, be true to yourself. And all kinds of strange language gets used. Well, I was just being true to myself. And really, no, you are forgetting who you were. You're forgetting your calling. You're willing to throw everything away when you go down this path, just for some immediate gratification. So praise God, Joseph was very, very clear. No, this would be a great sin. And so she kept on asking him. Or then it says, or just be with me. Not necessarily going the whole way. And sometimes people get into all kinds of compromised situations and would claim, well, we didn't go the whole way. And you think, what are we talking about here? And they kind of cloud it over. But Joseph was clear, no, this is against God. This would be sin. That's a religious word. And for the believer, it's a religious issue. And it's throwing away your integrity. It's throwing away your heart. And this dear man was living for promises God had given him. Don't abandon the things God's promised you. In this time of shutdown, you can get things a bit disorientated. Boredom can take over. Some escapism. I feel God wouldn't let me leave this alone. So if I'm speaking to you, please hear it. Please don't go down this path. Turn to God with all your heart. If necessary, find the cleansing and forgiveness for what has been done. But let's press on, retain your dignity. God help us in these very unclean days to live for Him.